2022 felt like the longest year of my life. Let me explain. Let's start at the end of 2021. I was finishing up my bachelor's degree, and as finals were wrapping up, I thought I'd have some time to relax. But soon after finals finished, my grandpa got admitted into the hospital and needed a brain surgery. This isn't his first time in the hospital, but I thought that he would recover pretty quickly. But this one took a little while. As days bled into weeks, New Year's rolled around, and on Instagram, this filter told me, in 2022, I should be happier. This was the exact sign I needed as I was spending 36 hours every other day at the hospital by my grandpa's bedside, watching him recover from the brain surgery as well as COVID. At the hospital, I was keeping track of his medication, manically updating my family, translating as much as I could, sitting through his therapy sessions, and all the while still trying to make time to practice and make recordings for grad school. This literally meant that I'd be starting my practice sessions at 1 a.m. sometimes, and then sleeping and eating and then going straight back to the hospital the next day. Simply put, my first month of 2022 was the hardest it's ever been. In February, my grandpa was discharged from the hospital and brought back home. I still stayed home at the time to make sure that he was recovering well and moving around the house safely. But at the same time, I still had grad school auditions, job interviews to prepare for, and it was still a very stressful time at home. One of the highlights in February though was that I went to my first college concerts and saw my favorite K-pop group, TWICE! Seeing my favorite K-pop group in person really made me fall in love with them even more. And I'm just really glad that I had the opportunity to go see them.
Wow.
After things settled back down at home, I moved back to LA and I really started pushing my content creation. I started my mini vlog series which documented my daily life, and it felt really good to be able to connect with an audience that I knew was actually watching my videos. May felt like the peak of 2022. It felt like I was finally reclaiming my life. I was traveling almost every single week, and I kicked off May with flying to Hawaii with some of my best friends. It was probably the last time we were gonna see each other before we all went on our own paths. And it was a fun week of ziplining, kayaking, seeing turtles while we were snorkeling, eating lots of good food, hiking. This was basically everything I could have asked for on a grad trip. One week later, we would all graduate from USC together, and our last moments were spent together at the TWICE Encore concert the day after graduation. A few weeks later, I found myself in San Francisco, where I'd see my cousin fulfill his dream and graduate from law school. And then a week later, my sister also graduated from high school, and it kind of made me realize how everyone's taking big steps towards their own future. Flashback to February, I sat through 3 back-to-back interviews and was offered an accounting internship that started in January 2023. And during this time, I didn't really have anything planned, so I accepted an offer to go to Cal State Long Beach to start my master's in music. But when I started at Cal State Long Beach, I was really shy. For the first month of school, I kept my head down and kept to myself. I practiced alone, I showed up to rehearsal on time, I played my best, and then I'd rinse and repeat. It took me a while to kind of find my grounding and found a space where I felt safe. I started opening up and making a lot of great friends that started filling my soul and really made me laugh on some of my hardest days. My semester here at Cal State Long Beach kind of reminded me of why I went into music in the first place. The people. They made me smile during my most stressed times, and I couldn't have been happier going to a new school and shaking things up in my life. Like every student, as the semester went on, school got harder. Not that things got harder, but things definitely got thrown off balance. I started sleeping in more, I stopped exercising, I stopped my skincare, and things just felt off. I couldn't get a grasp on my life. And it wasn't until November when I went to Seattle to go see my friends for Thanksgiving that I really started to kind of reset my life. Something about Seattle has always felt like a second home to me. Reuniting with my friends in Seattle made me feel overwhelmingly grateful, and I guess this is what the holiday spirit does. And suddenly I blinked and it was December. A lot of things happened this year. My grandpa recovered from a brain surgery and COVID. I started my master's program, played in 13 concerts, played in my first ballet, played in my first opera, taught my first group of high school students, and I saw twice 3 times this year. I finally started exercising for my mental health. I'm pretty sure I've ran over 200 miles this past year. And as I make this video, I look back and think about how stressed I was, how all the bad days where I stopped feeling things just to get through, those days passed. And all the good days where I was so grateful to be alive and I loved life so very much, those days also passed. If there's anything I learned from this year, it's that you have to get out of your own way and let the universe do its thing. The right thing will come at the right time. Cheers to 2023.
1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa.
Oh man, I messed up. Blah 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 blah. Manically checking his blood. Blah 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 blah.